This lesson focuses on an HTML document. By the end of the lesson, you will understand what an HTML document is and the key components of an HTML document. Let's get started. What is an HTML document? In web development, an HTML document serves a purpose similar to a Word document for word processing. An HTML document is a text file that contains structured content written in HTML. The document tells a web browser how to display text, images, videos, forms, and other elements on a website. Now, this document contains various elements and tags which are useful for structuring, marking up, styling, and enhancing the content of a web page. The HTML documents are designed to be displayed in web browsers. When a web browser loads an HTML document, it interprets the HTML code to display the content as a web page. Next, let's examine the key components of an HTML document. This is an example of an HTML document. Let's understand what the various tags mean. First, we take a look at the doc type tag. So now let's take a look at the doc type tag. When HTML was very young, let's say from 1991 to 1992, the doc types were meant to act as links to a set of rules that the HTML page had to follow to be considered good HTML. Now, more recently, the doc type is a historical artifact that just needs to be included for everything else to work right. What this means is that you can exclude the doc type tag in your HTML document and the HTML document would work perfectly. The next tag you will look at is the HTML tag. It has an opening HTML tag and a closing HTML tag. Let's understand the purpose of this tag. Whenever you see an opening HTML tag in an HTML document, it tells the browser that this is the start of the HTML code. All content on the page is wrapped in the HTML tag, specifically the opening and closing tag. So in our HTML document, we have the HTML opening tag on line 2, and then we have an HTML closing tag on line 2. All the other tags are wrapped inside the opening tag and the closing tag. So as you can see, the head tag, the body tag, the paragraph tag are all within the HTML opening and closing tag. Now this tells the browser we are about to start our HTML code. You will notice that in the opening HTML tag there is a lang attribute with a value of en. The lang stands for language and the en is English. Basically, what this means is that the language that the editable elements will be written in, for example, this is an HTML document, would be English. And so basically it is telling the web browser that the language we'll be using for our code is the English language. Next, we take a look at the head tag. We have an opening head tag and a closing head tag. The head tag acts as a container for all the content you wish to include on the HTML page that should not be visible to viewers. So everything that you want to include but you don't want your viewers to see would be in the head tag. In real world web pages, the head tag contains scripts. It contains the CSS styling rule as well as the title tags. Within the head tag, we have the first meta tag. Let's understand what the purpose of the meta tag is. So we have meta tag on line 4 and line 5 of our HTML document. A meta tag in HTML is used to provide additional information about an HTML document. For instance, the page description, the keywords, the author, and the viewpoint setting. So for example, on line 5 we have a viewpoint attribute, we have a content attribute, etc. And then on line 4 we have a character set attribute with a value of UTF-8. The character set attribute specifies the character encoding for your HTML document as UTF-8. Now this includes most of the characters that forms the vast majority of human written languages. And so when you add this character set to it, it means that you can have a lot of characters to be added to your HTML document. Next, let's examine the title tag as used in our HTML document. The title tag is where you set the title of the web page, and that title that you insert in between the opening and closing title tag will appear in your browser tab. Now you can write something or some text between this opening title tag and closing title tag. Whatever you write between these pairs will appear in the title of the browser window. So for example, in this document, we have the test HTML document as the title of our web page. Now let's see how this will be displayed in our web browser. It is loaded by the web browser. The title you set to the title tag will show in the browser tab. So for instance, we had this HTML document as our title tag. That is why when this document was loaded in our web browser, we see this title showing in the browser tab. Similarly, we can see breaking news as a title tag. This is from the CNN website I visited. Then we have draw directly as well as draw in VS Code title tag. So the title tag is used to display a title of the HTML document on the browser tab. Finally, let's examine one of the most important tags you will need in your HTML document, which is the body tag. The most important and primary tag in HTML is the body tag. That is the opening body tag and the closing body tag. Now, whatever you write inside the tags, which is the opening and closing body tag, will be shown in the browser window. So the body tag contains all the content visitors can view on the page, including text, images, videos, playable audio tracks, or whatever else. So any content that you want to display to visitors should be within the body tag. So for example, we have just one element. This is an HTML document. What this means is that when this HTML document is loaded by the browser, the visible content will be this text. This is an HTML document, because that is the only element that we have inside our body tag. When we add more elements to this inside the body tag, it will display to any visitor that visits our web page. To further illustrate the purpose of the body tag, let's take a look at the Apple's website. Now remember, I indicated that every content that you want to be visible to visitors of your website should be inside the body tag. What this means is that on Apple's website, the nav bar is inside the body tag. This heading here is inside the body tag. This image is inside the body tag. And any other content that is visible to us as we scroll through the web page is all indicated within the body tag. So the body tag is one of the most important tag that you would be needing in your HTML. And remember, every visible content should be inside the opening body tag and the closing body tag.